Hello, I'm Father Tyler Tenbarge, and this is Kingdom Builders from Legatus. In Caravaggio's great painting, The Sacrifice of Isaac, the artist captures the moment where Abraham, the father of nations, is about to slay his own son. Abraham and Sarah had been promised in a covenant they would no longer be barren, that a great desire of their heart was to have a son, to have an heir, to have a child, to have lineage. And God said, "You will have one." They bear Isaac, they raise him in bliss. And now the Lord had come back to Abraham and said, "All right, Abraham, will you be obedient to me? Will you give your son Isaac back to me as a sacrifice?" After trekking up the mountain together, the artist Caravaggio captures the moment where Abraham is about to kill his son. As he raises his hand, knife in hand, an angel appears and stops the father from slaying the son. It's as if in this moment, God is telling Abraham, "Thank you. What did you love more, me or your son?" And Abraham is saying, "You, Lord." And he intervenes. One of the pillars that we have in Legatus is to study, but we don't often study ourselves frequently enough. For example, what is the deepest desire of your heart today? What do you want the most? Have you asked the Lord for it? What attribute or virtue do you hope that people will see in you most deeply, most fully, most powerfully? Do you know? What's the thing that usually throws you off from a life of prayer? What's the thing that gets in the way of you being in communion with God on a daily basis? Do you know what that is? See, most of us are so good at achieving positions and earning possessions in our life, but these positions and possessions can sometimes become idols. This week, as we head toward this reading on Sunday, take stock, study yourself. What is the thing that you love more than anything else? And take that on a spiritual trek up a mountain. Offer it back to God. Get to the moment where you're going to say, "God, I'm willing to let this possession, this relationship, this pursuit or goal, this reputation of mine, I'm willing to let it go." And see what happens in that moment. If we are willing to test the idols, potential idols in our lives, in our hearts, then maybe God will be just as generous as he was to Abraham. When Abraham says, "Lord, you rank first," God says, "Thank you," and then blesses him with even more abundance than he had before. This week, the invitation is the same. Study yourself, test your idols, and see what God offers back to you in generosity.